So I'm going to show you how to make a YouTube intro using Davinci Resolve 16 in the Fusion page right now. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is one among those video tutorials that I have about Davinci Resolve 16, and if you haven't yet watched these other tutorials, you can check that out in the description. I will link all of those links down there. So I want to show you how to create your own YouTube intro or just any other type of video intro using Davinci Resolve 16 in the Fusion page. Without further ado, let us dive into the video right now. So I have a video and it doesn't have an intro. So what do? Do I panic? No. You can just go to the cut page and so this is where you're lacking a YouTube intro because it's blank. You can put a text there. So let's go back to the cut page, and then this text, so what we can do is like increase its duration. So we have changed the duration of this text title to be 10 seconds. So what we're going to do is just click on that title text and then head to the inspector panel and then write your logo, your name, what your video is about. So sushi. So what we've written here, it will reflect there. Also we can change the size. So these are the tools of changing the size. The tracking is for spacing among those letters, something like that. And now for the background, you see this is like a black background of this text. You can change the background by scrolling down to where you can see background, color, outline width. So the color we can change. Right now it's black, so I've selected blue here. And now if I want that blue to be reflected, I just click on this height button and then I adjust it to something like that. So that is one way of creating a YouTube intro with just plain text and a blue background or any background color that you choose. So the next step, let's scribble this, delete, navigate to this toolbox, click the effects button and then drag Fusion composition to here. So let me change the clip duration. So what I can tell you about this Fusion page is that the Fusion page is built with nodes and it operates after you've given it instructions on what to build. So if you want a background, as you can see, there's just a black screen over there. So if I want a background, I will click on this background node and then give it an instruction that I want a background in it. So the Fusion page is built with nodes and it operates after giving it instruction on what to build. So I'll click this background node and then drop it down there. So this is a node and also this is a node. So this is media out and this is my background. So I want a background to be reflected on this screen. So what do? So I'll click this output. So I'll click the output of this background, and the output of this background is this small square which is here, and then I'll drag it and it will create a line sort of which is yellow in color, and then I will overlay it to the media out. And as you can see, it has been reflected. It has reflected a black screen there. So what is media out and why do we need to place this line or this output to the media out? So the media out renders everything to the timeline in a way that you're going to see it. As you can see, before I had dragged this line to the top of the media out, there was no background. It was plain. Basically, I do not want my background to be black. So what I'll do is that I'll click on background and then I'll navigate to the inspector panel. You can control the inspector panel by just clicking there. So I'll change the background. You can see you can change to red, black, beige. So let us add some text. So what we're going to do, click the text node and then drop it there. So this time we are not going to click the output of the text and then place it on top of the media out. We are going to create another node. And how you are able to do that is just clicking on the output of this text and then placing on top of the output of the background. And what it does, it creates a merge. So basically this means that any text that I will going to input on this inspector panel, it's going to be on the background node. Hope that makes sense. So let's add some text to our background. Let's change the font. And basically this is what we have done in the edit page. So what we're going to do next is what is only available in Fusion, and that is masking. So how do you mask? Masking enables you to add those animation effects. So how do we do that? So it's playing and it's just a background with the text on it. You're just going to click on the text node and then click here in toolbar, click on this rectangle node. So what this rectangle means, it means that any text that will be outside the rectangle, it will not be visible. So if you want to animate this text, we will achieve that by keyframing. So basically what keyframing is, it's telling something to be at a certain place at a specific or certain time. Keyframing is achieved in Davinci Resolve 16 by these tools which are over here. So these are the keyframing tools. So let me put my time roller to 25 frames. I will click the text button and then head to the inspector panel, and then I'll have to click the layout button. And what the layout button is, it will bring me to this specific tools, which are the center Z, the size, the perspective. So I want to animate this text. So how I will do that is that I will click on this keyframe. So what I have done is that I have told this text to be at that specific place at this time, and that time is the 25 frames. Keyframe has been identified by this white marker, and now we have done the keyframing. Now let us do our animation, and this is how you're going to do that. So let's move our time roller to 0 frames, and then let us head to the inspector panel and then the layout page. Now you can see the center X. So let me start with the center X, then I can go to the rotation, to the background. So the center X, let me like move this to that. So we have moved this text to this side. So let us play our video. So we can add a few animation to this video by also doing this. So let me move my time roller to 50 frames, and I will navigate to the rotation button, and then I keyframe that. So that means this text at this specific time, it will be in that position always. So I want to now go to the 60 frames. So let me just move this time roller a bit to the right, like there. That is good. And then I change this X because I had keyframed X at that specific time. So I had keyframed X at this. Move this X button to rotate my text quickly. Let's play the video. So now the deal is, if we can play the video, it's still in the rotation angle up to the end, and we do not want our text to be rotated up to the end of our intro. So what we'll do is that click our text node again, and then so if you want now to bring our text back to how it was and keep or save the rotation of this text to how it is. So what we will do is that we will move this time roller to somewhere like 75 frames, and then navigate to the inspector panel and then to the rotation button, and then just move this to 0 to how it was. So there's also one thing that I want to show you in this Fusion page. So I want this text to move in the screen slower than it is because it's faster. So what I will do is that I will navigate to the spline button here. Click the spline button. I want to ease in the animation of this text. Probably you cannot see it, but if you can go back to the edit page and try to play this, it's like moving in too fast. So we want to ease in the animation of this text. And what we're going to do, I've told you, we click on this spline panel and then it will give you something like a graph over here. I will click on the displacement checkbox and click on this zoom to fit button, and it will give me like a line, because if we move our time roller, you can see that it's being reflected on the screen up here. So we're going to click at this part, so just follow the way I'm going to do. So we're going to click and then drag in a way that we will create something like a box. So this box like creates a green line. Click F. If you press the letter F, it will create something which is looking like this. So we're going to do another keyframing, which is, so I'm just going to move my time roller to that specific place, and then I am going to keyframe the center Z. So there we go, we have our own intro, and we didn't even pay a single dime to one of those websites that ask you to pay some cash in order for them to create for you some animation graphics for your own intros for your videos. So why don't you tell me in the comment section which type of software you use for making your own YouTube intros? I would love to hear from them, and also subscribe down below for more video tips like this every single Wednesday. This video a thumbs up, and see you next week. Bye. Peace.